They call it Born Again, but did Daredevil's season finale actually save the season? In the final 2 episodes of Disney Plus's new take on the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, the gloves come off, the stakes get personal, and we finally get a glimpse of the show we were promised. But does it deliver the knockout punch or just the swing and miss? We're breaking down the good, the frustrating, and what it all means for the future of Matt Murdock. What's up, my know-it-alls? Let's talk about the final 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again on Disney+. These episodes are supposed to wrap up everything that Season 1 has been setting in motion, but the real question is, did they actually pull it off? Look, I've been rooting for this show. I wanted it to rise from the ashes and give us the gritty, grounded Daredevil that fans have been begging for, and with episodes 8 and 9, we finally get flashes of that. Now, flashes. Not full-blown resurrection. But hey, let's not jump ahead. Let's break it down the right way. So episode 8 lays the groundwork. It finally gets Matt Murdock back into the moral internal struggle we expect from a Daredevil story. He's caught between the law and the streets, and the lines are starting to blur. The pacing tightens, and for once, we're not just waiting for something to happen. Things actually start happening. Then episode 9 hits, and it tries hard to be the explosive payoff. It's called Straight to Hell, and while it flirts with the intensity and scale you want from a season finale, it still feels like a setup for something bigger, like the whole season did. Characters return, fists fly, blood spills, but there's tension in the air that makes you feel like the show is holding back. So let's start with the performances, because they are most definitely not the problem. Charlie Cox is Daredevil. Period. The man understands Matt Murdock inside and out. Whether he's cross-examining a witness or dodging blows in a rooftop brawl, he brings the tortured soul of the character to life. Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is still a monster. I don't care what anybody says. Even if this version's a bit more Disney polished than the one we saw break skulls on Netflix, there's a moment in episode 9 where he finally lets loose, and yeah, it's satisfying, but we had to wait a really long time for that moment, and it makes me wonder if we'll ever even get the full terrifying Fisk again. Now, Bullseye, his return is exciting, I guess, no doubt, but it sort of feels late. Like, why didn't you see this earlier late? He shows up, wreaks some havoc, tries to kill Vanessa, and then he's gone. The action scene he's in is excellent. I don't want to say visceral because he doesn't really fight much, but what he's doing is really good. The rest of the episode has some really good bite, especially when it comes to the choreography. And there's one rooftop sequence that almost touches the greatness of the Netflix hallway fight. Like I say rooftop, it's in actually Matt's apartment, and it focuses on the Punisher being back. So, what I did appreciate is how Matt is sort of forced to he's dealing with more than just physical conflict. His choices in these episodes actually seem to have consequences. He's questioning his methods, his mission, what kind of legacy he's leaving. That's the Daredevil I came to see. There's emotional weight here, especially, spoilers, when Karen Page returns. I don't know why, but for me, in that exact moment, the entire series clicked into place. Her scenes, they hit hard, but we don't get enough of her. We didn't get enough of Foggy either. Really, anyone outside of the core trio, really. The supporting cast feels underused, like the writers knew they were fan favorites, but didn't know what to do with them. And it leads into my big issue with the whole thing, which is ultimately tone and pacing. So the show doesn't quite know what it wants to be. It teeters between gritty street drama and the classic MCU crowd pleaser. And those two flavors, they don't blend cleanly here. The stakes are high, don't get me wrong. Truthfully, I don't know that they've ever felt quite so high, but I don't ever really feel urgency. Literally, the city's burning, people are taking over, whatever else. Fisk's new police group, his new enforcers, are sort of ramshackling and just brutally slaying people in the streets and whatnot in the name of keeping justice. But so it gets close to something raw and real, but then it just kind of doesn't fully go there. But also, I don't know what this is. Like anyone can argue with me that they actually did seed these things throughout the show, but I didn't feel it. I really didn't. All right. So where does that leave us? I feel like the final 2 episodes are definitely an improvement. That's for sure. They're way more focused. They're more intense, and they finally put Matt at the very center of the narrative, but they still don't go far enough. And I'm like, look, I know that everyone's going to say, oh, there's Kingpin, has he seen this and that? Whatever. Bullseye's wasted potential, Kingpin feels nerfed, and ultimately the emotional payoffs, they're kind of half-earned. It's like the show's building a foundation it hopes to use later. But as a finale, it doesn't really land with the impact it should. In fact, it kind of just stopped or lost gas. That being said, there's a lot of potential here for sure. I know that the performances are definitely strong. The visuals are improving. And I don't know, the last 20 minutes of that final episode, that's the show I want more of. So if this is the starting point for season 2, I'm in. I know it comes out in March, but I'm in. But still, I'm cautiously, but I'm in. So there you go. Now you know. And if nothing's half the battle, you're halfway being know-it-all yourself. What's an all index for the final 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again? I'm giving you a consolidated score for them together. I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a strong finish compared to the middle of the season, but it's still a little too safe for a character built on risk. Let's hope season 2 goes for the jugular. Now, again, I want to say there is that scene with Fisk one time. He kills the commissioner. And it's brutal and grotesque. And I think that's what everybody was trying to say when they were talking about this goes places the Netflix show didn't. Did it though? One, the prosthetic face they used for to make him sort of crush the head of the thing, which by the way, this is right out of the comics. It felt fake, but at the same time, it was put together well enough that it was very visceral. And I know I was kind of grossed out by it, to be honest. So anyway, we'd love to hear what you have to say. Now it's your turn. Do the final work for me. Where are you? Were you satisfied with how it all wrapped up? Are you hyped for what's next? Or are you feeling like we're still sort of in the Daredevil waiting room? Drop a comment. Let's hash it out. I want to hear what the Know It All Nation has to say. And hey, if you're still watching this, maybe you're one of the real ones. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss a single drop when Daredevil swings back into the spotlight next year. Until next time, never forget, everyone loves a know-it-all. Bye, guys.